Hi folks, how are you all doing today? I am back with another new video of coding series. So welcome back to my channel Folks Hub, and this is Veena again to teach you coding. Okay, so yes, let's discuss about the previous design series first and then move on to our new series of coding. What exactly we have learned in our design series is how to use design components in code.org and how exactly they work. So, what is the functionality of each and every component we have in our design toolbox? So, we understood all these components and how to use them, where to apply them. So, what are the applications of each and every component, and how can we use them in our applications, right? So all these things we have understood. Let's again just brief it up again. Button is a clickable component. You can use them in your applications when you have something to happen after a button click. Then we have text input. To get the input from the user, we'll be using this text inputs like in forms while filling Gmail IDs or email IDs or usernames or passwords and so on, like this. And we have a label is to just display some content on the screen, a text mostly. And then we have a drop down is something when you want to give options to your user, you'll be using drop down. Radio button is again when you want to give options to your user, you will be using a radio button, but in this case only one option can be chosen by the user. And checkboxes is something similar to radio button. We can give multiple options using checkboxes. Unlike radio button, in radio button, we can only choose one single option, but in checkboxes, we can choose multiple options. Image is to display image on the app, and canvas is like a element animation. We can create animation on this. We can create graphic on this. It's something like a graphic element. And then screen, to add multiple screens to your app, we will be using screen. And text area is another kind of a text input, where text input can take only few characters as the input, but text area can absolutely take a paragraph or multiple lines of input. Chart, to add charts or to add some text to your app, you can actually use charts. And slider, you can use the slider component to change the value of the slider, and then some event or action will occur. And then we have a photo select component, which is one of the very interesting components in Code Studios, right? So, photo select is to select a photograph from your computer, right? So, in the last video, we could not really see the photo select component, like I was only sharing my tab. So, sorry for that. And I will be showing it to you now how this photo select component works. So, let's run this. Then when you click on photo select, like you can see here, we have a window where we can actually choose from the pictures. You can choose from save pictures anywhere. So you can actually choose an image and then click on open to open that picture. Okay. So for now, I'm just canceling this because I need not choose any picture for now. So this is all about our previous videos and the design series which we have covered so far. So if you have not checked out those videos yet, do please go to my channel Folks Hub and open Applab playlist to see all 5 parts of design series videos. So this is all about the design series videos. And let's get back to our new content now, which is coding series, right? So to start off with coding series, first you have to understand what are the 4 steps of creating any app. So like I told you, we have 4 steps to create any app. So first step is to have a purpose. That means what is the purpose of creating your app, right? So what exactly you want to do in your app, so what is the functionality you're trying to add. That is one thing. And second step is to design your application, where you start designing, you start customizing all the components. You will be using all the design components which are needed and required for the app, right? So that means you have a template ready after designing. Then we can do coding step. So that is the third step. So you have to do coding like, let's suppose you have used few components in your design, so you have to make all of those components functional. So to make your app fully functional, you have to definitely write the code for it. So after coding, so once you have your template ready and you have all the functionalities coded, then what next? You have to test it, right? So you will be testing it using the fourth step, which is run button here. So you can use this run button to test your application on this mobile simulator itself. Okay. So this is all about how to create any app. So all these are the four simple steps to create app. So first you have to have a purpose, then you have to design your application, then you have to code it accordingly, and then you can test your application to see for any errors. If you do not have any errors, that means your app is complete and absolutely perfect to use, right? So in code.org, we are creating web applications. It's not something where you can download and install on your phone, right? So we will be creating downloadable apps soon in our next series, right? But in code.org or in CodeStudio, in Applab, we can only create web applications which are not downloadable and which can be used on a phone definitely with the link. It's not downloadable. You have to use your browser to open the app and work upon the app, right? So this is all about the creation of the app and few things which you have to understand about the Code Studio apps, right? Now that we have understood that this is a web application, this runs only on a browser, and how to design the components and how to use these design components, then what next? So we have one more thing which we have not discussed yet. So that is about X position and Y position. So positions, we have not discussed these. So today we will be understanding how to use this X position and Y position properties for any design component and how the coordinate system is working on Code Studio. Okay, so let's just go back to our new screen, and this is the mobile simulator interface here, right? So this is actually called as a canvas. A canvas is something where you can draw something on it, you can animate it, right? So you can add any graphic element onto this, right? Something similar to this canvas component, okay? But this is like the main canvas on which we can absolutely create our application. That means design and test our application, right? So on this canvas, we can drag the component and use the component like it is on our app, correct? But this canvas will have some coordinate system. That means X and Y axis. This is a 2D system, right? So you will have a horizontal axis and you will also have a vertical axis. So the horizontal axis is X axis and the vertical axis is Y axis. So let me just show you. This is X and this is Y. So this is Y and this is X. So x-axis and y-axis, basically in mathematics you might have learnt about x and y coordinate axis, right? So that is something like this, where the horizontal one will be x and the vertical one will be y, and the origin starts off in the middle of the coordinate system, correct? But on the canvas, it is not something where the origin starts off from the middle, but the origin point will start off on the top left corner of your canvas, right? So the x value increases towards the right and y value increases towards bottom. So it's something like this. Here it is 0, then 10, 20, 30, so on, 320. So the last value, the last x value on Code Studio's canvas in Applab is 320. So the maximum x value can be 320. Okay. And then how about the y-axis then? So the y-axis also starts off at 0 on the top left corner. Towards bottom it has to increase. That means 10, 20 and so on. The last y value here is 450. So this is only on Applab Code Studio, right? So it's not like these are only the things which are used in all types of canvases. No, not at all. your canvases can absolutely be your own choice of x and y coordinate values according to the need and the requirement. But here on Code Studio, there's no chance of changing the x and y coordinates, and there's no chance to change the coordinate system, right? So these are the only values which we can use. X, the maximum x value here is 320, and the maximum y value here is 450. Okay, so this is all about the coordinate system. And now let's understand x and y positions of any component which we are using. So let's suppose I'm dragging a button and I'm placing it over here. So this just means that on the top left corner, the button's x and y coordinates start. So this here, you can see it is 109, 114. 109 is the x value and y value is 114. So this is the starting value or the button's x and y position value, right? So now, if I want to move my button towards right side, that just means that you only have to change or you only have to increase the x value. Okay. And when you want to move your button downwards, that just means you have to increase y value. Okay. So if you have to do the opposite, that means if you want to move your button towards left side, then x value will decrease. So when you decrease the x value, automatically the button moves towards left side. And when you are decreasing your y value, automatically button moves upwards, right? So let's just check all of this. I'm just dragging a button over here. And then you can see this should have some x and y values over here. So x position is 95 and y position is 135. So let's check. If I write 70, what happens? So like you can see, it is moving towards left. Okay. And what if I increase the x position value? Like I'm writing 150, you can see it is moving towards right side. Okay. So this is all about the x position. So towards left, if you're moving, then x value decreases, and towards right, it increases based on the coordinate system which we understood so far. And then y value, it is just the same. When you're decreasing the y value, like when I'm writing 50, it's moving upwards in the north direction, we can say. And when I'm writing y value as 200, that means when I'm increasing the value, it is moving downwards. So this is all about the x and y values or x position and y position of a particular component. And this is the same for all other components we have in our design toolbox over here. Okay, so this is the logic behind your x and y positions or x coordinates and y coordinates in your design component of Applab in CodeStudio. Okay, so this is all for today, guys. I hope you understood the x and y coordinate system which works on the canvas in Applab, right? I will be meeting you in another brand new video with the coding series, right? So in the next video, we will be doing a app where we'll be understanding few features and the coding instructions too, right? So bye bye, guys, and meet you in the next video. Please do like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel, Folks Hub. Bye bye.